Hello. I found something interesting that converts text to speech. I'll try it this time.
This recording talks about how I wrote my WikiHow article, How to Design PCR Primers. First, choose the topic. The topic needs to be unique. I decided to write about a task in biology labs, because that's my special experience and is likely to be new on WikiHow. The topic needs to be written with accuracy, which means something I am familiar with. I narrowed down the topic to some common tech used in lab, because I can provide correct information on it. The topic requires complexity. This further narrowed down to the challenges in the common tech used in lab. I also took pictures that go with the topic into consideration. Because I am not good at graphics, I'd like a topic that can use screenshot as illustration. Finally, I determined my topic to be design PCR primers. The audience of the article is the WikiHow community. In this community, there are readers with biology background. They know the basics, but want to search for the detailed instruction on PCR primer design. However, there also are readers in WikiHow community who are not familiar with biology, but they may be willing to learn about this topic. The introduction is written in a way that draws these readers' attention. I defined the biology terms like PCR, CDs, blast, and Drosophila quite early in the article for these readers too. But there are many more terms remain unexplained by the body text. This is because the purpose of this article is to teach how, not to explain what. For a technical instruction on a universal website like WikiHow, it's always challenging to balance readers with different skill levels and to balancing instruction with explanation. I'll talk about how I dealt with this issue later. Another purpose is to get this article in WikiHow's quality review. With the audience and the purpose in mind, I created an outline for the article. First, I carried out PCR primer design with a real example. Screenshot each step while doing it. Then select the informative screenshots and edit them. Next, describe the actions in each picture by words. The outline created this way is relatively easy to follow even for complicated topics, because the steps are tested in practice by the writer, instead of a simulation in mind, and the screenshots are very instructive.
I like the text-to-speech function, but I'll take over from here. Next, WikiHow format. I started with reading the articles listed on our course website, but I found it a little bit overwhelming, so I decided to look at the published articles. First, I copied the format of a simple article. Then I looked at an article with multiple parts, which is the format I needed. In addition to the listed articles, those two articles are very useful. The editing basics taught me how to create internal links with displayed names, and how to format a WikiHow article provides me with a lot of templates to copy. The picture copyright is very easy for me to deal with since I chose a topic that can use screenshot, so all my pictures have a fair use license. I received many feedbacks from both my classmates and the WikiHow community members. The first revision I did was for the introduction. I assumed people know PCR for granted, but WikiHow Booster asked me what are PCR primers. I've never heard of them, so I added the information on PCR to the intro. Then Anna, a WikiHow administrator, deleted the unnecessary parts from my intro to make it more concise and intriguing. Then I dealt with the vocabulary issue. I briefly explained the biological terms in the tips section and created hyperlinks for the readers. So if they encounter some unfamiliar words, click the links and read the definitions. Next, I changed my image positions. At first, I'm not accustomed to the WikiHow standard of placing the image above each paired step, but Anne told me the way to do it, and I successfully made the change. Anne also advised me to group my steps into multiple parts, which I did in my revision, and thanks to my classmate Mark's comment, which suggested me to keep each point 3 to 4 lines at most. So I split the length into multiple sub-steps. I enjoyed the correspondence with WikiHow members. For example, to find a suitable phrase for my section title, Anne changed it into a gerund and left a message on my talk page, but she was not sure with the way she used the biological term blast, so I changed the phrase again and replied to her. She then replied, "Perfect, thanks." After a few more edits like this, she told me nicely done and fully published my article. Thus came out my WikiHow article, Design PCR Primers.